Good morning and welcome everyone to White Bear Unitarian Universalist Church. I am Jillian Lampert. My pronouns are she, her, serving on your board of directors. Thank you for your patience this morning while we worked out some technical issues. And thank you to our amazing staff for figuring out how to make it work. Today's special service celebrates the WBUUC Choir and honors our beloved director, Thaxter Cuneo. We'll hear wonderful music today and beautiful tributes from members of the congregation. Other participants include Carol Coet, Reverend Sarah Goodman, and Victoria Safford, supported by Aaron Scott and Anna Garris. The annual meeting of White Bear UU Church takes place today on Zoom at 11:15 in place of our regular social hour. All are welcome. Members of the congregation are encouraged to attend and vote. We'll put the Zoom link in the chat box. Welcome to our church. Together we grow our souls and serve the world in love.
Come in. Come into this space which we make holy by our presence. Come in with all your vulnerabilities and strengths, fears, anxieties, loves, and hopes. For here you need not hide, nor pretend, nor be anything other than who you are and who you are called to be. Come into this space where we can heal and be healed, forgive and be forgiven. Come into this space where the ordinary is sanctified, the human is celebrated, and the compassionate is expected. Come into this space. Together, we make it a holy space. Jack and Miriam Juvette will light our chalice.
Our family has spent the past couple of years going through the grieving process. Experiencing the loss of our beloved child has been the challenge of our lifetime. Our pain and grief has mingled with the sharing of joyful memories, cherished stories, and unaccomplished dreams of the future. Some days, walking the long journey has seemed like an insurmountable task. Memories have clouded our vision. Yet gradually a glimmer of light has appeared and hope of days ahead have surfaced. This grief journey, full of pain and remembering, has helped us heal and feel whole again. We are grateful for the support of family, friends, church, and neighbors. Patience and kindness have helped us on the healing path to see hope and light in the future. Tanya Lord said it well when she wrote these words. The hope in grief is found day by day as you realize that love lives forever and will always walk hand in hand with the pain. Hope is not the absence of pain, but the belief in the possibility of joy's return. The pain of grief can coexist with hope and joys. One does not leave to make room for the other.
We light the chalice today in companionship with all that have traveled this trail of grief, regardless of the reason you have been rerouted to this trail. It is with enduring hope that the future can become brighter for all of us.
Join me in our opening words. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
This morning, we dedicate this service to Thaxter Cuneo, honoring his 25 years as WBUUC's music and choral director. I'm Carol Coet, and I've been the choral accompanist and principal musician for most of those years. Today, we're going to do a mix of recordings made professionally years ago and videos made with love to get us through the quarantine year. Also, get ready for some surprises. Baxter didn't believe in auditions for a church choir, that all comers were welcome, amateur or professional, and that no voice should be altered to sound like a straight tone, singular voice a la the tradition of Minnesota choral singing. He allowed for the tremolos and the wobbles, encouraging, scolding, goading, and praising us into singing in key. Being off key, not tolerated. Yours truly got the devilish evil eye for playing a wrong note on the piano. Not tolerated. The choir recorded 2 albums early on. Our growth as a choir is evident between those 2. You can hear and download these on our website. We were thrilled to record with artists for their albums and for a national film at a time when we were in great voice. Baxter challenged himself and us, pushing beyond our abilities. That made us want to work hard and sing well. We've sung an incredible range of pieces, from classical Latin to Gregorian chants, from show tunes to pop. Incredibly, we even did ABBA's Super Trooper and that earworm, Because I'm Happy, clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. We returned again and again to spiritual gospel music, and we did it justice, I think. We sang Shaker and Appalachian tunes, and so many beautiful contemporary and classic choral pieces that just had to be sung in this sanctuary. To me, one of the most generous things Thaxter did was to invite several choir members to be instrumental and vocal soloists in various pieces, and to welcome without reservation original music composed by choir members, hoping to hear the choir try them out. We built quite a repertoire of many original pieces. He always encouraged young musicians in the church, collaborating with the children's choir and occasionally inviting young instrumentalists to solo on particular choral pieces. Baxter curated the annual Music Sundays featuring member musicians, later shifting to a fancier Saturday night concert. These were packed house events. He regularly programmed talented member and guest musicians from many genres so that our church year calendar would be rich with high quality and spiritually moving music. Baxter and I worked hard to be in conversation and in sync with our minister and worship advisory council to integrate music with themes, ministers' sermons, current events. Your presence as a congregation in the room has been absolutely part of the overall experience. When I'd arrive on Wednesdays for choir rehearsal, Baxter would sometimes be warming up in the sanctuary in his big operatic voice, and I'd say, "Is that Luciano Pavarotti?" I wish I could give you the experience of a Wednesday evening rehearsal and all the intensity and nuance that goes into beginning with written notes on a page, to singing and playing into the air, the full-bodied, gorgeous music they were intended to be, exciting the atmosphere to break open your hearts. I wish I could convey how special it has been to work and collaborate with someone as highly skilled as Thaxter. I wish I could recount every choir piece we nailed, all the wit, all the laughter and sorrows shared, and sometimes frustrations vented in the struggle to master a musical passage. In the end, it doesn't matter if you know just what it took for us to do that week after month after year. What matters is that the reverence of that hour on Sunday morning was enriched by the music Thaxter skillfully helped us put into the room. Thaxter, know that the music you put in this room has moved hundreds of spiritual seekers at White Bear UU. You gave us all such a beautiful gift. Thank you.
I first met Thaxter Cuneo in the early 90s when he came to perform some roles for the Minnesota Opera, where I happened to be employed. In fact, I knew Thaxter and his wife Manon before they actually knew each other. Both had appeared in several Minnesota Opera productions separately. But during the fall of 1996, as fate would have it, Thaxter was cast in the role of Don José in our touring production of Carmen. Manon played the title role of Carmen, the character with whom Don José falls hopelessly and obsessively in love. And while life in this case didn't exactly imitate art, Don José kills Carmen in a jealous rage at the end of the opera, the rest, as they say, is history. A few years after this, when I moved with my family to White Bear Lake, we decided to check out White Bear UUC. As I entered the sanctuary for the first time, I was delighted to see Thaxter directing the small but enthusiastic choir of about 15 singers. I could tell right away that they adored him. Later, when I joined the choir myself, I learned why. Thaxter had a way of making rehearsals fun, interesting, and educational all at once. He was also willing to take risks, introducing us to particularly challenging repertoire. And as a result, we grew technically and musically, as well as in number. Some of my personal favorites were the beautiful a cappella works. Famine Song, Lux Beatissima, and Earth Song come to mind. Their expressive lyrics and gorgeous, complex harmonies of these pieces would move many of us to tears. Luckily, there was always a box of Kleenex ready to be passed around when necessary. Through Thaxter's exemplary leadership, the choir expanded to over 60 members. Incredible. I've not been able to sing with the choir for a couple years now, but I thoroughly enjoyed being able to just sit back, close my eyes, and listen for a change. And Thaxter, as you begin your next chapter, perhaps sitting back and listening for a change, I hope you can feel our gratitude for all you've given us these past 25 years, for your amazing talent, your wonderful wit, your endless patience, and for so many treasured music memories. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jeff Nelson, and I'm honored today to talk to you a little bit about Thaxter. Thaxter, I am so glad that our paths have crossed. You have taught so many people and enriched so many with your music. I want to thank you for making music a more prominent part of my life. And you are an amazing musician, teacher, and artist. You've got that exceptional ability to teach. You help our choir improve so much. and to really sound good, actually. There were so many things that you taught us, but I'll always remember your emphasis on shaping the mouth to get a more pleasing and beautiful sound. Having a Minnesota accent doesn't really allow this to happen naturally. So I remember when we were singing a Latin hymn, Dona Nobis Pacem, you reminded us, don't sing this like Jerry Lewis. Hey, lady. No, that wasn't good. No, obviously. But you had us open our mouths vertically, relax and lower our jaws. This really improved the quality and the tone of our singing. And I must say that the reason why I joined the choir is because of the diverse music you selected. In the true spirit of a UU choir, on any given Sunday, we'd sing a Latin canon, followed up by an African American spiritual, bookended by a Beatles tune. Fantastic. And your skill to select music that matched the meaning or feel of the sermon is remarkable. I remember singing a piece called Epitaph. It's a beautiful song about remembering a loved one who had died. It complemented Victoria's sermon so powerfully. Singing it was an out-of-body experience for me that day. Now, my mother was visiting, but she didn't come to church with me that morning. She stayed home. Her sister had died recently, and she was still grieving. I was so transported by the sermon and the music that I drove home after the first service to get my mom, and I brought her back for the second service to hear Victoria's words and this amazing piece that Thaxter helped the choir sing. My mom was moved, and I know that it helped her through her grieving process. And I'm sure many in our congregation have a story about how Thaxter's music has enriched their souls as well. And as Thaxter often taught us, music is medicine for the body and soul. It has the extraordinary power to heal and bring people together. And Thaxter, you've administered that medicine masterfully. So thank you so much, Thaxter. We love you, and best of luck to you in your future endeavors.
Good morning. My name is Gail Dietz. I'm a longtime member of the church choir. Having moved to Minnesota in 1962, I started to attend this church and immediately joined the choir. Church membership was only about 50 people at that time, and the choir consisted of, believe it or not, 8 singers, 2 on a part. However, we were quite resourceful. One singer played the guitar, Ginny McClanahan played the organ, and I did some of the solos. We had a variety of choir directors. Even the minister stepped in occasionally when needed. Our choir grew, but slowly. In 1994, our music committee and the board decided to hire a paid professional choir director. We had 2 candidates, one of which was Thaxter Cuneo. I still remember the day we interviewed Thaxter. He came marching into the interview room, boots on, full of confidence, energy, and purpose. We were very, very impressed. We had no problem offering the job to Thaxter, and thankfully he accepted. And here we are, a quarter of a century later, with a 70-member choir. Wow! Thaxter's love and passion for music is reflected in his contribution to the success of our choir and our Sunday music program. Thaxter was a manager, director, singer, composer, and teacher. He constantly challenged the choir with a variety of music in different styles and from different cultures: chants, spirituals, folk songs, classical music, African music. We learned to sing in Latin, Italian, Hebrew, German, Spanish, and African languages. We recorded music with Peter Mayer and performed it at the Fitzgerald Theater in St. Paul. We collaborated with other church choirs, performing the premiere of a new piece called The Turtle with the White Bear United Methodist Church Choir. Then the pandemic came. Thaxter was not discouraged. He created the Zoom choir, and Zoom rehearsals are still ongoing. Thaxter leaves a large empty space that will be hard to fill. So I want to thank him for providing the gift of music to our church community all these years. I am personally grateful for having had the opportunity to make music with Thaxter, and I hope the special music he made with us stays in his heart. Thaxter, I wish you success and happiness in whatever lies ahead for you in the future. I can't tell you how much we will miss you. Good luck and good fortune. You rock.
What was it like to sing in the choir under Thaxter? Well, I'll tell you. As a teacher, I studied his methods. He had a very good rapport with all of us, and he was so good-natured and so warm, inviting, charismatic, and funny. One of his running jokes was, "Don't sing on the rest unless you want a solo." Up in the soprano section, we'd always say, "What'd he say? What'd he say?" We didn't want to miss a single line. So he made it fun to be at rehearsals. He also had very good classroom management. He made his expectations clear. Sit up. Save the side conversations for later. Bring a pencil. Do your homework. Be on time. Let's see, what time should I have you get here on Sunday? I'm thinking 8:23. Not a minute later. He'd always start the rehearsals promptly too. Sometimes it seemed maybe 30 seconds or a minute early, just so you'd hear the singing starting as you're climbing the stairs and you'd hustle to get there. We wanted to be on time, not because we knew we'd be reprimanded, but because we wanted to please him. We would hang on his every word. After the song ended, we'd all be waiting to see, did he like it? Would he say we could do better? So he inspired us to be our best chorister selves, to look at our music between rehearsals, to show up, to take his direction seriously. So Thaxter, you've made a huge impact on all of us. I always loved singing, but now it's a huge part of my life. And I will always credit you with that encouragement and inspiration. We will miss you.
Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle.
My name is Bob Meyerberg, and I've been alive for a long time. Yep. And I'm grateful for over half that time I've been a member of this church and a member of the church choir. During my years, our church has had many choir directors, and they were to a person all quite wonderful. Around 25 years ago, a real pro arrived, a young guy with a lot of talent, a leader with a commanding yet gentle manner, with a sense of direction and purpose, yet open to new ideas. A leader well prepared, time efficient, ready to go on the hour. A leader who was always amiable, funny, always a good story, relevant to the task. Many people have asked, how does he get so much from so few? To be sure, in our choir there are outstanding musicians with beautiful voices, made more special because it's a volunteer choir where prospective members do not have to audition, they just show up, all comers are welcome, and rehearsals are short. The lovely sounds are a reflection of Thaxter's talent. I recall special events like music Sunday mornings, music Sunday afternoons, music Saturday nights, music with the children's choir, music with other adult choirs, music in other churches. Our choir recorded 2 CDs, recorded with Peter Mayer on his CD, and sang with Peter on stage at the Pantages Theater twice, and much, much more. Wow. There's a special song that stirs my insides. The wonderful gospel, City Called Heaven. That song, sung by our choir, found its way to a big-time documentary featured on national public television. Wow. Our church was once privileged to have William Schultz, a president of the UUA, as a guest speaker. It is said he commented that our choir, Thaxter's choir, was about the best he'd heard among all the UU churches he'd visited. Wow. Thaxter Cuneo leaves us a very rich legacy. I truly expect that he will continue to shine bright. I wish Thaxter and Manon a rich and fulfilling future. Thank you, Chief.
Hi, my name is Risa Sato Konoka. Ever since I came to this country from Japan to live with my husband in 2017, I have been one of Dexter's singing angels. I'm so happy and blessed to have this community. I love this unique and talented choir, a family of nice people who love to sing. I bet directing this big choir is quite hard work. Dexter's charismatic leadership and humor made it all possible. all of us to sing together to make a big caring community. Thaxter has been welcoming, understanding, and flexible. I've had some tough times, and sometimes I just don't want to do anything. I don't have energy to do anything. However, Thaxter has always had a place for me, for everyone. It has been a warm, welcoming, fun place. When I came to this country, I didn't have any friends or community to support me. Now I am pregnant, expecting a baby girl, feeling supported. This has become a loving and supportive second home for me, on the other side of the earth from my first home in Japan. I have always loved singing. Since my English is not my first language, it's challenging for sure. Thanks to Thaxter, I am continuing to do what I love and sing all of these wonderful songs with this amazing choir. Thank you for bringing us together. I hope that you continue to make music, sing, and brighten people's lives at your new home. ありがとうございました。また会う日まで。Asante, kwaheri, tutaonana tena, tukijaliwa.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found, was blind, but now I see. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, I have already
to our choir, to our speakers, to Carol at the keyboard, and to Steve Goranson behind the scenes, thank you. And to Thaxter for all these years of welcoming each singer one by one and shaping them by your art into a mighty chorus. Thank you. Thank you for your brilliant, witty, serious presence on our worship team so many Wednesday nights and early Sunday mornings, to watch the way you held this choir in your hand and the whole congregation breathless as the last notes melted into silence. You're a maestro, Thaxter, and a colleague and a friend. Let's join in a spirit of prayer. For the language of music, transcendent, speaking to us and through us in ways that words just can't, touching us, healing us, lifting us out of ourselves into shimmering light. We give thanks today. For Thaxter and Manan, as they set down roots in a new home, we have only gratitude. May the strains of old beloved songs, the echo of beloved voices here, go with them. May they be gladdened by new music now and go with our love, singing their heart's own song. For just a moment, let's take a breath. Rest on the curve of the morning. From Teresa of Avila, words that Thaxter said to music once. Everything is changing. Let nothing upset you. Let nothing frighten you. So be it, see to it. Amen. Our offering today supports the vision and promise of this congregation, its music, ministry, and public witness. We hope you'll be generous. And as the music begins, listen carefully. That's Thaxter singing the solo.
Ubi caritas et amor, Deus ibi est. Ubi caritas et amor, Deus ibi est. Ubi caritas et amor, Deus ibi est. Congregavi nos in unum Christi amor. Congregavi nos in unum Christi amor. Exultemus et in ipso iucundemur, timeamus et amemus Deum ficum, et ex corde dirigamus nos in cielo, et ex corde dirigamus nos in cielo, sin cielo. Caritas et amor, Deus ibi est.
Please join me in the closing words. May peace dwell within our hearts and understanding in our minds. May courage steel our will and the love of truth forever guide us.
Thank you all for being here today, and special thanks to our speakers, to the choir and Carol Coette, to Steve Goranson for producing all the choir videos, and to Thaxter Cuneo. And special thanks this morning to Aaron Scott and our entire staff team for mastering all the Zoom glitches and challenges. Watch the e-news this week to register for in-person gatherings here at church. The annual meeting begins at 11:15 today, right after the service, but first, 2 more pieces from our choir. Their latest video and the last one for this year, the last under Thaxter's baton, and a postlude to go out on. Thanks, everyone. Be well.
Why